She rises to her feet unsteadily, then staggers off into the crowd. It's like she's forgotten about us completely. Mayuri and I can only watch her go. There's an indescribable aura about her that holds us back.
Moeka-san, どうしたのかな?
I have known she was kind of strange ever since I met her. But this... maybe she's an escaped mental patient or something. Not that her insanity can possibly compare to mine. For I desire nothing less than total and absolute chaos. See? Now that's how you do it, Moeka. With a little bit more oomph, with a little bit more spirit. Wait, where did she go? Oh no. Like, the infection is getting stronger and stronger. Quick, Mayuri, run! Run before you get to laugh maniacally as well. Mayushi looks scared, so he sees my maniacal laughter a few minutes earlier than planned. Relax, relax, little one. Afterwards, Mayuri and I go our separate ways. She apparently has to deliver her costume to her friend Fubuki. When I return to the lab with my spoils of war, something surprising, though not surprising, come to think of it, catches my eye. Huh. Kurisu is on the computer. As soon as she notices I've returned, she quickly closes the window on the screen. It's Ritaro's apartment. He doesn't need to knock.
ここはお前のプライベートな部屋ではない。それに、敵が待ち伏せしているかもしれないのに、ノックして存在を知らせるバカがどこにいる?
Indeed. They think that they can surprise us with an attack as we enter without knocking. But if we knock, we are there to surprise them. They're gonna think, wait, why the fuck is this guy knocking on their own door? What? And as they think that, we are to attack them as they are distracted. We are both professionals in the school of paranoia, Kurisu. Now speaking of paranoia, what were you doing at the screen, hmm?
敵が待ち伏せしてるかもって考えるバカこそどこにいる?
それで、クリスティーナ。お前はやるべきことをサボって何を見ていた?
I already know the answer, of course. I caught a glimpse of the screen before she closed it.
調べ物よ.
On what? Looks like she plans to continue this charade. I drop my bags and go to the computer. I slip past Grace's blocking arms and restore the minimized window. Let me guess. You were surfing the ad channel, weren't you? Ha! I knew it.
なんか文句ある? おい、そのこれはひどい、はいはい、ワルスワルスみたいな笑い方はなんだ?
案ずるな、クリスティーナ。いや、アットチャンネラークリス。
その呼び方はやめて。
俺はすでに気づいていた。そう、とっくに気づいていたのだよ。お前が生粋のアットチャンネラーだということにな。隠そうとしても俺にはわかる。お前からはアットチャンネラーとしての匂いのようなものがプンプンと醸し出されていた。
I can smell it in your hair. Ooh, you reek of internet trolling.
失礼だな。ちゃんと毎日香りがきつくない香水つけてるぞ。
バカめ。そういう意味ではない。俺が言っているのは魂レベルの話だ。
魂って具体的にはどんなところだ? 定義を聞かせて。
今後バレないための参考にするのだな。う
るさい。いいから聞かせろ。
具体的もクソもない。お前はたまにアットチャンネル用語をつぶやく時がある。
Fubuki-chan and Kaede-chan praised me for the cosplay I made this time. I'm really happy. That's good, Mayuri. Who? I never mentioned them before. Yes, you did. You really like making costumes, huh? What made you so passionate about cosplay anyway? Well, you didn't... Well, I am curious about that, but... Would Rintaro not know about that up to this point? Realistically speaking?
うつだ。
今のもアットチャンネル語だな。
Oh wait, what was? Feels bad, man? Okay.
まさに魂レベルで染みついているということだろう。そしてこのラボにはもう一人アットチャンネル語をリアルで話すアホがいて、そいつのせいでお前の魂は冷気させられた。
そうそう、橋田がいるせいで私まで引きずられちゃうのよ。
だが隠そうとするとはいじらしいな、アットチャンネルクリス。
その名って呼ぶな。
She glares at me hard. If looks could kill, she has no sense of humor at all. I should be more careful in the future.
しかしゲせないな。アメリカ育ちなのになぜアットチャンネルに詳しいのだ？
アメリカからでもアットちゃんは見られる。あとはわかるな。
そういうことか。英語ばかりの環境にいると日本語が恋しくなってしまうのだな。しかしよりによってアットちゃんを選ばずともよかったものを。
I mean, if you believe the pseudo-intellectuals in the media, browsing ad channel is like reading scribbles on the bathroom wall. I mean, not to make this like slander towards Kurisu, I mean, she is more than likely my favorite character in the story so far. So I'm not saying this as slander, but it kind of sounds like you are a frequent visitor of Reddit.
ギスギスはしてるけど、一番日本の空気みたいなものが感じられる場所だっただけよ。それより頼みがあるんだけど。
頼み？
Kurisu turns away and mumbles something. But her voice is so low I can't make it out.
言いたいことははっきり言え。
I'm all ears, even though I don't have like any ears. Kurisu turns bright red, but her sullen expression doesn't change.
このことはみんなには内緒にしといて。
I mean, me personally, I'm not gonna say anything to anybody. But Intaro, on the other hand, I don't know.
そんなにも知られたくないのか。ダルはお前の同類だし、マユリもオタだから、アットチャンネルへの理解は深いぞ。俺もよく見に行くしな。
I mean, if I am to be honest, with the exception of Rintaro, who would make fun of you, like once in a while, being an ad channeler, you could be like good friends with Daro in that aspect, being like ad channeler users. And Mayuri, she has no bone for making fun of people to begin with, so I don't think you need to worry about anything.
恥ずべきことは何もない。履歴書やプロフィールの趣味の欄には堂々とアットチャンネルを見ることと書くがいい。
書けるかバカ。
何？ということは VIP でアンカーを出すことの方がいいのか？
Anchors on VIP. To link to a specific post on a message board, usually as a reply on ad channel. Wait. To link to a specific post on a message board, usually as a reply. On ad channel, this is done by typing, okay, post number. Sometimes people engage in anchor play, a game where a poster leaves a decision to whoever posts with the indicated post number, usually chosen 20 to 30 posts beforehand. For example, 1000 gets to name my firstborn. Can't say that I really get it, but it doesn't really interest me. Add channel's Newsflash VIP board. Although ostensibly for the discussion of news stories, it is currently dominated by idle chat threads. Newsflash VIP board.
言葉の意味を理解できる自分が憎い。
まあいい。タイムリープマシンの開発に集中してもらうためにも、この件は黙っておく。おそらくすぐにボロが出て、俺以外のラボ面にもバレるのも時間の問題だろうがな。
心配には及ばない。大学じゃ周囲はみんな年上だった。研究室じゃ一番の若造なのに、論文は私が書かせてもらえた。処世術には長けてるのよ。甘く見ないで。
ヌルポ。
What is that? Like another ad channel kind of thing? An old ad channel term. First seen on a programming board in 2003. Nullpo is short for null pointer exception, which is an error seen in the Java programming language. When someone announces nullpo, the correct response is to smack them on the head and say, "Ga." Caught you.
心配。
Oops.
しまった。
I didn't thought I was gonna have fun setting traps for her. Kuriasu's face gets even redder, and then she falls to her hands and knees and feet. Oars. The fuck is oars? An ideograph depicting a person on all fours. O. O is the head. R is the arms. And torso, and Z is the feet. Okay. Typically used to express despair, dejection, or frustration. There's no set way to pronounce it. People may pronounce it as orts, ors, or ors. Okay. And just as I thought, ad channel is in her blood and bones. She doesn't have a prayer. As night fell, we tried to activate the phone wave and started to change again. But as expected, the discharge did not occur. Why is that still happening though? I'm still curious. Learned why Mighty Lee started making costumes. Okay, another achievement. You forgot? It all started when he asked for a costume of Kyojiro, the flame user from King of Histories. Remember? I found it great on you. You only wore it once. Such a waste. Can't say that I know about that. But okay. So she started making cosplays because of Rintaro, eh? Man. Mayuri is at her sewing machine, putting some finishing touches on a costume. She got back earlier this evening, after delivering a different costume to her friend, Fubuki-chan. She's been working on this costume ever since. Come to think of it, she usually heads home around 7 or 8, but today she's still hard at work.
マユリ、あまり遅くならないうちに帰れ。親が心配するぞ。
大丈夫だよ。あのね、マユシーは今日はここにお泊まりするのです。
I mean, it's hard enough that you wander off, like, by yourself, even with Rintaro. You wandering off, like, at night, like, alone, going back home, that's... Maybe it is good that maybe you should stay the night.
本気か?
She's never done that before.
お父さんとお母さんにもね、そう言ってあるよ。
泊まって作業をしていくのか?
そうでもしないとゴミ間に間に合わないんだ。
よく親が許可したな。
I met her parents any number of times. They're as ditzy as Mayuri. But still, I don't think they appreciate their underage daughter staying overnight in this dirty lab.
やはりこの俺、法院教魔の人望だな。あ、いや待て。 人望などという言葉にはヘドが出る。つまり、そうではなく。
Rintaro, a good person? Ugh, that's disgusting.
そうか。マユリの親はこの例のイフでやむを得ず娘を人質に。
通報しました。
Oh, she's gonna report us to the police. Krisa calls off from the development room. She's been tinkering with the phone wave instead of the change, but I guess she was listening.
って言われたらどうする？
裏切るというのなら、俺の右腕が火を吹くことになるぞ、クリスティーナ。
Don't you forget, Christina. I, Owen Kyoma, have the upper hand on you. I have learned your weakness today. So don't toy with me, woman!
はいはい、12秒、12秒。
クリスちゃんも一緒だからって説明したら、お父さんもお母さんもそれなら安心って言ってくれたんだよ。
それってつまり、私も泊まれっていうこと？
だってね、電話レンジちゃんの改良で大変なんでしょ？
Fires. Is Mayushi okay? Tell her to have fun at Kamima for me. I don't think I can go this year, yeah. I just don't have the energy, yeah. I completely burned out. I can hear her voice shouting, "Get up, Joe!" Yeah. Someone save me. Their world is collapsing, yeah. Well, at least she still has that anime moe spirit. That's not like you. Pull yourself together. I need your help finding the IBM 5100. What happened? Is the organization attacking? You're messing with me again, aren't you? Stop making me worry. I can see like 2 answers coming out of this. Not this one though. I don't think I really care about this. Here we could make her prioritize on fighting the IBM 5100. Or we can give her a reply, like basically telling her that we worry about her. And Fires is like, he worries about me? Sort of like a wink wink, nudge nudge kind of thing right over there, but you know what, let's focus on the IBM 5100.
まあそうだけど、このラボに泊まると気がめいるのよね。主に誰かさんのせいで。
環境というのは大事な要素だ、クリスティーナ。ここは研究に打ち込む以外にすることがないから意外と集中できる。ソースはこのオーイン京馬だ。それに聞いて驚くな。このラボには脳内物質を活性化させるシステムが組み込まれている。つまりこの俺の天才的かつ大胆かつ繊細な発明に対する着想は毎日ここに寝泊まりしているからこそ生まれるのだ。
脳内物質を活性化させるシステムって、あんた一体何を垂れ流してるんだ？
工場排水のごとき言い方をするな、ザ・ゾンビよ。
I mean, does this system use Dr. P as its fuel?
マユシー知ってるよ。きっとあれじゃないかな。ほら。
Karisu comes out of the development room to check what Mayu is pointing at.
これって、芳香剤？
頭の良くなる芳香剤なんだって。秋葉王で買ってきたってオカリンが言ってた。あれっていつの頃だったっけ？
半年ほど前だな。値段は500円とお得だった。
Okay, because I was about to say, is this gonna be another case where Rintaro would not be aware of this air freshener? Because we live in a world line where people would be more focused on electronics more than moe culture. Like, I won't be surprised if there are some stuff in this lab that Rintaro would not even be aware of, because we live in a more, like, in a city with more electronics shop and all that. Thus, we would have more impulses in buying, like, stuff like, I don't know, random junk that we would use.
岡部の話って本当に信じるに値しないわね。
In fact, if I'm to think of it the opposite way around, maybe there's a lack of more moe figurines right over here in this lab because we don't have as many moe shops in Akiba.
しかもこれ、中の薬剤はもう空っぽになってるし。
Yeah, when I went to buy replacement packs, they had already stopped selling them.
まあいいわ。どっちにしろ私も泊まるつもりだったし。まゆりさん、付き合うわよ。
本当？よかった。
Do we have like any place here for the both of them to sleep?
ただし、岡部は出ていくこと。
出ていけだと？俺はここに住んでいるようなものなのだぞ。このラボこそシュタインズゲートの選択により示された魂の居場所なのだ。
女子2人が泊まるって言ってるんだから、無才男子は自重してくれないと。それにあんたって実家は遠くないんでしょ。
おかりんはね、マユシーと同じで池袋だよ。
電車で30分もかからないじゃない。どうせ今日は徹夜で手伝ってもらうほどのことはないんだから、おとなしく帰ったら。
だが断る。
まさか私たちを襲うつもりか？
黙れ。伝部に蒙古藩が残る少女めが。
Why the Mongolian spot? That was such a random, like, weapon in your arsenal, Rintaro.
残ってない。あのな、前にもそれ言われたが、あんたいつ私のお尻を確かめた？
I wonder, is this like the equivalent of saying that a girl has cooties, like this sort of childish insult thrown at girls? Except in this case is the Mongolian spot. Is that it?
年下の女子2人だけをここに残していけるほど俺は能天気ではない。未成年には保護者が必要なのだ。
And I'm asking this in a serious way. Is this like a Japanese kind of thing? Like, does this thing even exist? Where some kids are gonna insult others with Mongolian spots? Is that a thing? Or is this mostly a Rintaro learns from the internet, like a random reference from something?
おかりんも未成年なのにね。
あと1年半もしないうちに成人だ。それはつまりシュタインズゲートの選択的に言えば成人だということであり。
いや、それはつまり未成年だろ。
クリスちゃん、クリスちゃん。おかりんはね、マユシーたちのことを襲うような悪い人じゃないと思うよ。だってね、マユシーはもう10年以上の付き合いだけど、一度も襲われたことないもん。
Mayuri. I mean, yeah, it's true, but for you to use such a word, And I do have to agree, even if I haven't known Rintaro for as long as Mayuri has right over here, I don't see him as that kind of person that is interested in that kind of stuff. I mean, he's a guy. If he sees like some girls in panties, maybe he's gonna bleed out of his nose, but otherwise he's not gonna have the intent of doing that. He is too much of a Chinubyo to think of such things like schemes for him to get into girls' bathrooms or something like that. I don't know.
でも人質にされたことはあるんでしょ？
That Kurisu, that's his Chinubyo speaking right over here. You cannot take that seriously.
っていうかね、 人質だよ。
Mayuri, don't confuse Kurisu out of here.
強制退出させるべきね。
I sighed deeply and placed a hand on my forehead.
あまり俺を失望させるな、クリスティーナ。
You know what, Rintaro? I feel like both of us were not needed here. Let's go. We will find a place for ourselves tonight. Maybe we do need like a different, like, change of scenery. Let's go.
科学研究の世界に男も女もない。そうだろう。このラボは神聖なる研究の場なのだ。そのような下世話な話題をしたいのならば、お前こそ今すぐ出ていくがいい。猛虎犯。
Got him. Oh, your Mongolian spot attack is glorious, Rintaro. Your best attack yet, I guess. Looks like that was enough to convince Kurisu. She gives me a fine gesture as she returns to the development room.
あ、そうか。やはりクリスティーナの伝部には猛虎犯が。
ねえよ。
After working on the phone wave and to the change for about an hour, I head to a convenience store to buy dinner. Daro... hold on, let me check something right over here. Okay. Daro hasn't shown his face at all today. He must be busy with that part-time job. I still don't know what he's doing exactly. Probably something that utilizes his Super Haka skills. I just hope he steers clear of the law. While walking, I skip ad channel on my phone. Alright, well... Tyler hasn't shown up lately. I think it's been a week since his last appearance. I've been reluctant to contact him ever since he called me the Messiah in his last email. That was about the same time he stopped posting. I mean, did that discussion even happen in this royal line to begin with? I don't know. I cannot say what changes make, because you will require going back to see if there would be a change there or not. Now, at channel's denizens are busy slandering Tyler. The majority opinion is that he ran away. I wonder where Tyler went. I tried emailing him the other day, but he hasn't replied. His disappearance is especially worrying now that they think he might be Suzuha's dad. I need to contact him somehow. Just then, a mail arrives. Is that... Oh god, it's the same person that threatened us. You know too much. Great. Oh, okay, it feels as if a cold hand stroked my spine. That's... fucked up. I hurt myself, shuddering at the sight. I deleted the email immediately. It's happening again. This is bad. Really bad. This is a threat. Was it sent by the organization? By CERN? Does CERN know what we've been doing? Should I report it to the police? Wait, I can't. I just deleted it. Fuck! And then in any case, a picture alone probably isn't enough to get the police involved. Still, maybe I should talk to someone. But who? Not the girls. I can't worry them with this. I am the adult here after all. What about Moeka? No, she may be a lab man, but she's been acting weird lately. Even if I tell her about this, she won't be any use. Suzuha has her father to worry about. I guess that leaves Daru. I need to find out whether CERN has discovered our hacking. What would CERN do if they did find out, I wonder? They wouldn't have us killed, would they? Despite my efforts to convince myself that this is just a prank, my feet hurried me back to the lab. Hey, I burst into the lab, gasping for air, and quickly locking the door behind me. Finally, I can catch my breath. But just then, I realized that something's wrong. Mayuri and Kurisu aren't here. Did they go home? No, their bags are still here. The lights are on. The door. When I entered just now, it was unlocked. Would they be so careless? They didn't get kidnapped, did they? The memory of that threatening email fills me with fear. Don't tell me, were they kidnapped? Who took them? The organization? CERN? And then I hear a noise. Is that the shower? The lab has a shower inside the dressing room. There's no bath. We can't afford such luxuries, and it's too small to fit more than one person inside. Now I hear the sound of water running. I recall the famous scene from Hitchcock's Psycho. No! Fresh blood mixing into the water and flowing down the drain. The corpses of two girls sprawled out naked on a towel. Rintaro, the second those images flashed from my head, I slam open the door to the shower. Okay, I think I'm just gonna leave the room, cause I think I'm gonna be hearing some screams here. Oh god. Through the steam, I see the wet, naked bodies of two girls. Maggie squats down, while Kurisu bashfully twists her body, trying desperately to hide her unmentionables. Are their faces red because of the heat, or...?
びっくりした。殺されたわけではなかったのだな。
I wipe the cold sweat off my brow and sigh deeply.
ヒヤヒヤさせないでくれ。というか、よくその狭いシャワールームを二人で一緒に使う気になったな。
Kurisu shoots me a deadly glare.
いいから出てけ、変態か。
I dodge a bar of soap aimed at my head, then quickly flee the dressing room. Well, I suppose that was all my fault. Yeah, I had a feeling that was gonna happen.
そういうことされるとね、マユシーは悲しいし恥ずかしいです。あんた覚えときなさいよ。許さない。絶対に許さないからな。
Damn it. That's just a small misunderstanding. Rintaro, how do you get in these kinds of situations where, even though you're not the most perverted person in the world, you still end up in these kinds of situations? My god. I mean, why the hell did they decide to take a shower? Together! When they know I was coming right back. It's like they wanted to be seen. Nah, I don't think that's it. Kurisu especially. After all that talk about not wanting to spend the night with me around, she sure dropped her guard awfully fast. I mean, do the girls really need to wash yourselves together? Couldn't there be like one person showering one at a time? And then in case something like this would happen, like one of you girls would be like guarding the door so that nobody else would enter? No? I guess the only reasoning that I can see is that you had to share like the same water so that, you know, the costs wouldn't be as high, I guess. But other than that, they're just lucky it was me who walked in on them. What if it had been the organization? They need to get serious. We're fighting for our lives here. Yeah. By the way, I didn't see a Mongolian spot on Chris, but naturally. Anyway, how much longer are they going to shower? Looking at the clock, it's already been more than 50 minutes since I got back. They were yelling at me a few minutes ago, but now I hear laughter and happy squeals coming from the shower room. Sounds like they're having a good time. They get along almost like sisters. Wow, Kei-chan, you're so slim. But Mayuki, your breasts are so big. I'm jealous. They're checking each other out, aren't they? Rintaro, stop it. In my head, I call up the memory of what I saw in the shower. Wet hair, beads of water glistening on their soapy skin, round, full treasures hidden by conveniently placed steam. Like, stop doing that. I don't know. Something tells me I'm gonna have to censor that. I put my phone to my ear. I mean, it's not like I want to. I don't really give a fuck, but I don't know how YouTube is gonna act towards that. I don't know.
俺だ。少しまずい状況になりつつある。この最強マッドサイエンティストである 法王院京馬が蒙古藩少女と能天気少女の姉妹から精神攻撃を受けている。ああ、これは今まで味わった中でも最大級の攻撃力だ。無防備こそ最強の攻撃だと思い知らされたよ。奴らめ、いよいよ本気を出してきたと見える。実にけしからん。
I don't like that you said that last sentence.
少女たちを倒せだと。そんなことができるものか。なぜなら奴らに操られているあの少女たちは俺の仲間であり幼なじみなのだから。どうしてもか、どうしても俺は彼女たちを倒さなければならないのか。だとしたら俺は今回ばかりはシュタインズゲートの選択を恨むぞ。ヘル、プサイ、カングルー。
Psy Kongru? After a moment to collect myself, I put away my phone. I need some air. Yeah, let's just go for some fresh air, I guess. Again, 2 days have passed since Kurisu and Mayuri came to stay. During that time, Daru and I have done our best to support Kurisu's work on the phone wave and settle the change. According to Daru, it should be easy to use the LHC to generate black holes for our use. The black holes form at the proton collision point, where the lifter is installed, and exist for only a few seconds before evaporating. During those few seconds, Sun throws a human into the singularity. We'll use those few seconds too. The gravity of the black hole compresses matter to infinite density. CERN uses the lifter to keep the compression under control, but we don't want that. We are going to dial CERN's lifter down. Not so much that it endangers the world, of course, but enough to compress our memory data to under 36 bytes. Daru has been coding the necessary program. As for me, I've been searching for our lifter, the unknown device that pumps electrons into the phone wave, and keeps our black hole open. Kurisu couldn't find anything that could serve as a lifter inside the microwave, so it must be something on the outside. We're not sure what that could be, and so far we have no idea where to start looking. Yesterday, I consulted Daru about that threatening email, but Daru insisted that there is no way CERN could have discovered his hacking yet. Of course, I had him make doubly sure we hadn't been tracked. His tests came back clean. I understand he's confident in his skills, and I trust him. If Daru says they haven't found out, they haven't. But somehow, knowing that does not ease my anxiety. Well, the only way that I can see it is that if CERN, like all the way in Europe, cannot sense it, then there could still be the possibility that there's somebody here physically that is watching us. It's Friday, and although we still haven't solved the lifter problem, Kurisu is just about done with the time leak machine. Okay? Have you gone to any festivals or fireworks shows this summer? Maybe you have plans to go with Mayuri-chan later? P.S. I did 22 practice swings with Samidare. No, too crowded. I'm being chased by the organization, remember? The last thing I need is a knife in the back. I don't know Mayuri's plan, but I'm pretty sure she's busy preparing for a different sort of festival soon to take place in Ariakey. Yeah, let's go with this, I guess. Naturally, that means it's time for her to give me something else to worry about.
最終調整のために電話レンジを稼働させる。
I groan. In other words, we have to cause the electrical discharge phenomenon. There's a risk involved. A risk called Mr. Braun. As we know, the discharge phenomenon causes the entire building to shake. Last time, Mr. Braun threatened to raise our rent if it happened again. Chris and Daru look back at me.
オカリン、あとは任せた。
フォローお願い。
つまり 敵地に乗り込み死ねというのだな。
あんたの犠牲があって初めてタイムリープ用電話レンジは完成するのよ。
それにこれまでも店長のご機嫌取りに行ってたのはオカリンだったじゃん。
ならばなおさらたまにはお前たちが。
私は無理。あの店長さん以前にバイトから目の敵にされてる。
いいだろう。だが忘れるな。俺は絶対に死なん。不死鳥のごとく何度でも蘇るぞ。
With that said, I head down to handle things with Mr. Braun.
オカリン、死んじゃやだよ。
As I pass through the lounge, Mayuri looks up from her costume to see me off. Alright, well, time to face Ragnarok like head on, I guess. When I step into the store, Mr. Braun, Suzuka, and Chipmunk are watching some comedy show on massive 42-inch CRT. Watching TV at noon without a customer in sight. Looks like business as usual at the Brown Tube workshop. Okay.
ボス、岡部倫太郎。
I raise my hand in response to Suzuka's greeting. The chipmunk, Nae, quickly hides behind her father when she sees me.
この店は相変わらず繁盛していないようですね。
おう、岡部か。ブラウン管買ってけ。
いりません。俺は解雇中ではないのでね。買うなら液晶テレビを買いますよ。
I look around the store as I answer. Faris, I was forcing myself to be cheerful for that last phone call, yeah. I actually feel like I could die, yeah. Okay. Huh. I just thought of something. Like CERN's Large Hadron Collider, the phone wave, answer to the change, must have some kind of electron feed to keep the black hole open. Yes, CERN calls this feed the lifter, and we have no idea what that is. So then I figured out what it is, nor what could be acting as a substitute lifter in our time machine. What if our lifter is somewhere in this shop? I mean, I did say that maybe there's some extra secret laboratory around here that we are not aware of. But maybe the lifter is in this shop, I wonder. Whatever it is, must be in close proximity to the phone wave, answered to the change. It couldn't work otherwise. And Brown Top Workshop is located directly below the lab. Could our lifter be a CRT? Could it be that Mr. Braun is working for CERN? He's a scientist?
てめえ、最近女ばっか連れ込んでるらしいじゃねえか。
Yeah, I am quite surprised, Rintaro. You sure seem like quite a player.
ばっかと言ってもいつもメンツは変わりませんよ。
私もこの前お邪魔してきたよ。
たまには俺も呼べ。若い娘と話してみて。
Yeah. Okay.
お父さん、不潔。
違うぞなえ。これは社会勉強であり、それと顧客獲得のための営業活動なんだよ。
Check out this scary-looking guy trying desperately to explain himself to his daughter. Hilarious.
そもそもさ、店長の言い草じゃまるで私が若くないみたいじゃん。
若くはないな。
Suzuha is the same age as Daru and I, which makes her older than Mayuri or Kurisu.
なーにー？岡部倫太郎、なんつった？
事実だろ。
なえ、お父さんはお前さえいれば幸せなんだからな。ね。
うん、わかってるよ。でも不潔っぽいことはもう言わないでね。
もちろん約束するさ。
And then he joins Pinkies with his dog. Damn, Mr. Bronto, you're way off character. How does a guy like him produce a daughter like that? Nae is one of the kindest, gentlest girls I've ever met. I don't know why she's so afraid of me, though. Anyway, I came here to explain that the building's about to shake. How do I avoid having my head ripped off? How many more earthquakes do you think this building can handle? Nah, that's way too obvious. An earthquake is coming! My magic eye, reading Steiner, has seen it in the future. Escape while you still can! Yeah, that might work. I mean, fuck. You know, Japan is the most prone. Is that the right word? Prone to like having like earthquakes to begin with. Earthquakes are a little bit more frequent in these regions than in other parts of the world and all that. Can't we just say, hey, Mr. Braun, I've heard some news on the television that there's gonna be quite a huge earthquake like soon enough, so prepare yourself. Can we just do that, maybe?
ねえ、昨日も椎名真由里は泊まったの？
ああ、
ってことはマキセ・クリスも？
ああ、二人とも上にいる。
そっか。
Suzuha's hostility towards Kurisu hasn't abated.
お前の方はどうだ？
どうだって？
少しは元気が出たのか？
ああ、うん。まあね。捜索は継続中。
あ？おいバイト、何の話だよ。
私父さんを探してるんだって店長にも前話したじゃん。
ああ、その話か。岡部、探してやれ。
Why does it think he can boss me around?
無論だ。鈴葉はすでにラボメンとなっているのだからな。俺とその他メンバーに任せておけ。
Suzuha looks up at me with a smile that shines through the gloom filling the store.
岡部倫太郎って私と同い年なのにすごく年上って感じだな。なんかぐいぐい引っ張ってく力があるよね。
That's the first time anyone said that to me. Makes me kinda happy. She is very sweet. I mean, that and combined with like the message that she sent you like last time, she seems to... she seems to care a lot about you, Rintaro. Like, she thinks of you as a good friend.
当たり前だ。俺は王院京馬なのだからな。
The chipmunk cowers in terror as I unveil my madness. I can see tears pooling in her eyes. I guess my aura is just too powerful for a grade school girl to endure. Rintaro, we are supposed to convince Mr. Braun about the earthquake that is gonna happen soon. Don't make it worse.
岡部、もし次大声出して苗を怯えさせたら殺す。
すみません。
でもさ。
Suzuha takes my arm and leads me away from the Tenojis. I've gone back to watching TV.
これだけは忠告しとくけど、マキセ・クリスには留意して。
Why? Why are you so spiteful towards her?
留意。
Circumspect. Why can't she just say careful like a normal person? Not that I want to talk.
またか。ただの逆恨みだろ。
Suzuha shakes her head firmly. Tell us why you think so badly of her.
違う。これは事実。私はそれを存知している。
Perniciousness, I don't often meet that word. In fact, this is probably the first time. Perniciousness. Perniciousness? Is she saying Kurisu is dangerous? There's something strange about the way Suzuha is talking. It's not just her fondness for uncommon words. There's something else. Something...
あの女の頭脳は危険すぎ。それに、結局あいつ、実験のことしか考えてないんだ。
Suzuha's eyes are hard, and her voice is as cold as ice. I can tell that she means every word she says.
君たちは利用されてるだけだよ。いい？よく聞いて。あの女は、セルンに通じてる。
That's Like, you gotta explain that to us a little bit more. No, that's impossible. CERN is our enemy. If Daru's hacking is discovered, I have no doubt they will do everything in their power to destroy us. How can Carissa be connected to CERN?
つまりスパイだと言いたいのか。
Suzuha nods firmly.
タイムマシン開発の功績もあの女のものになった。
Again, Suzuha's words sound strange to my ears. I still can't place my finger on why.
だからさ、気を許しちゃダメ。
Where do you know this? How can you tell that she is part of CERN? Like, show us. I don't believe it. I saw Carissa's anger when she learned what CERN had been doing. She called their actions a betrayal of scientists everywhere. How can someone with such a pure love of science be connected to CERN? I mean, if we are to go with this kind of path, she is part of CERN, and she realized that they are doing something really bad, and now she's here in Japan, maybe to fix things in her own way. I don't know, but if what Suzuha says is true, would she be the one who sent those emails? Could she be the one who sent that threatening email? I suspected Moeka, but... They started it without us? Suddenly the ground starts to shake. Carissa started the experiment? But I haven't talked to Mr. Braun yet.
予想より早い。
おい、こら岡部。
Sure enough, veins on Mr. Brown's forehead swell in response to the shaking. We were gonna tell you that an earthquake is gonna happen, like they said it in the news.
揺らすなって何度言ったらわかんだ。若い娘だろうが俺は容赦しねえぞ。家賃1万円アップだ。
Hey, don't blame us. I mean, yeah, we said plenty of times that we're gonna cause the Ragnarok, but otherwise we don't have control over earthquake. That's Mother Nature. You should blame Mother Nature for that.
待ってください、ミスター・ブラウン。これは我がラボの仕業ではなく、自信だ。俺の魔眼リーディングシュタイナーがそう予知を。
Yeah, that.
自信だ。そんなごまかしが通用すると思ってるのか。
It's true. The shaking gets more intense, knocking over the CRT.
ブラウンカンちゃんが。
Oh crap. I can't talk my way out of this one.
てめえ、岡部。
Mr. Braun clearly wants to snap my neck like a twig, but he elects to protect his greatest treasure, the 42-inch CRT instead. He grabs the remote and switches it off, then grabs hold of the TV and hangs on for dear life. Now, Rintaro, run away while he's distracted. Okay.
収まった？
みたいだな。
Wait, it's over? I carefully step through the rubble and take the remote from the dazed Mr. Brown's hand. I press the red power button. The 42-inch CRT instantly comes to life. I stare at the image on the screen and smile. Whew!
どうしたの？
Really, Rintaro? Right now? Come on, man.
見つけた。ついに見つけたぞ。これに間違いない。そうだ。これこそがリフターに変わるもの。
Huh?
これほどわかりやすいのになぜ気づかなかったのだ俺は。いや、今この瞬間に気づいたことこそがシュタインズゲートの選択だということか。
Do you mean the 42-inch CRT?
おい岡部、何笑ってやがる。うちの娘を怖がらせるな。それとブラウン管の弁償と家賃値上げだからな、おい。
Oh. Wait, hold on a second. I'm not quite convinced yet of Rintaro's idea right over here, but hear me out. We can use the phone wave to send emails and do all the time leap, time travel shenanigans, like during the day. But after 6 p.m., 7 p.m., it no longer works. The reason could be that it only works when the CRT is turned on. Obviously, Mr. Braun is going to turn off the CRT like after work is done for the day, aka after 6 p.m., 7 p.m. So it's turned off, meaning that we cannot use the lifter. So it only works when the CRT is open, like turned on during the day.
少し静かにしていただきましょうか、ミスター・ブラウン。今まさに俺は時空の支配者となることが確定したのですからね。
Yeah. Stars explode behind my eyes as Mr. Braun drives his fist into the top of my head. The world spins. I struggle to get a hold of my shaken brain.
この俺に暴力を振るうとは。
あ
あミスター・ブラウン、ブラウン化の弁償についてはひとまずつけて頼みます。
With that, I fly out of the workshop. I rub my head. It hurts like hell. Damn that Mr. Braun. Do you really have to crack me so hard? Maybe I should report him for assault. Thanks to his brutality, I had to make a strategic retreat. Fortunately, I did not emerge empty-handed. The extra 10,000 yen a month will hurt. But in exchange, I have acquired information essential to the success of my plan.
結果オーライだな。
おかりー。今揺れたけど、下は大丈夫だった？
My urine increased to appear in the second story window.
本当に不死鳥のごとく復活してるわね。
クリスティーナ、俺は今ここで予言しよう。3分後、お前はこの俺の偉大さに気づき、尊敬の念を抱くとな。
それはないと思う。
I run up the stairs.
なんでそんなわかりやすいことに今まで気づかなかった？
When I tell Carissa about the 42-inch CRT downstairs, that is her first reaction.
なぜ俺は責められているのか。
責めてるんじゃない。私も含めて誰も気づけなかった間抜けさにがっかりしてるだけ。
I mean, I don't think there's anybody to be blamed because this is the most random idea that I said my idea before about why the phone wave only works during the day and not during the night. But I'm still not convinced. Why is it that the technology that we're using in time leap / time traveling and all that consists of a microwave and now a TV that acts as a lifter? Why?
東大元暮らしはガチ。
整理すると、さっき2階で電話レンジカッコ仮を稼働させ、ビルが揺れ出した時は42型のブラウン管テレビはついていた。だがテレビを消すと、それに同期するようにして揺れも収まったのだ。
放電現象は途中で強制的に中断されたわ。
I guess so.
念のためにバナナを入れておいたんだけど、ゼリーマンにはならなかった。
それはね、いいことだと思うな。食べ物を粗末にしちゃダメだよ。
Nobody replies to Mayui's off-point statement. We're busy reading about cat ray tubes on the internet.